Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel Health Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. And it's Saturday, so what have we got? What do you think? 6 Story Saturday, as the title says, as there are a lot of little stories that have gone by the wayside since the beginning of the new year that I haven't covered. So I thought I'd bring them to you so that you're up to date with the Rugby League world. So where do we begin? Well, with Halifax coach Simon Griggs, who has called on IMG to provide the sports stakeholders with more information following their low-profile arrival in the sport. The Rugby League's new strategic partners have committed to a 12-year partnership in an attempt to increase the sport's value and provide a clear plan of action moving forward. It's been almost 8 months since the governing body announced their partnership, but barring a list of recommendations laid out in September, the global sports company have kept their plans and progress behind closed doors. Proposals such as the new grading system and the removal of Magic Weekend has been aired, but Griggs told Rugby League Live that, "I have to admit, I think most are disappointed by the lack of insight into what is happening. I felt enthused by IMG announcement. We need to change, and I hope people buy into what's coming, but I don't think we're even being dip-fed anything. As both a fan and a coach, it's a bit frustrating because as a club, we wanted to plan for the future, where we want to be and how we're going to get there. In the Championship, so many clubs live year to year. The ability to plan forward and create something is brilliant, but we probably expect to know what that would look like by now. Clearly, there must be very smart people. They've done great things globally across the sport, but how can you consider how to move the game forward without knowing what the TV money looks like? Maybe they know more than they have let on, and if that's the case, I respect it because it's rare in the game that things are kept private. But for clubs, it's difficult. And it's the same for individuals too. I won't get into my aspirations, but that will be dictated by the vision of not only our club but the wider game, and the same will apply to players and coaches across the competition. This all came before IMG announced that in February there will be some clarification on what their plans are to do. We expect that to be around the 24th, so we're going to stand by our beds when that comes around and hopefully we get more clarity. Our next story comes from the York Valkyrie team, as they have become the second club in the Betfred Women's Super League to commit to paying their female players this season. They follow Women's Super League champions Leeds Rhinos, who previously announced they will be paying a winning bonus as well as payments for success in the Challenge Cup and Grand Final. Now York, who won the League Leaders Shield last season before losing the Grand Final to Leeds, have confirmed that they are paying their side, and they will have a pay structure. Clint Goodchild, who in his year as a club owner has overseen the rebrand from the former City Knights title with the men's team who play in the Championship, now known as the Knights, with the women's team known as the Valkyrie, told York Press it has been part of the planning for more than 6 months. The RFL is in support of it and its alignment with what Leeds are doing. Having had good conversations with Leeds Chief Executive Gary Hetherington, we're very comparable. We're excited to be at the forefront of this. York established their women's side in 2016 and joined the Super League in 2018, but it was in 2021 where they made the biggest strides following the arrival of Lindsay Anfield as Director of Rugby. She brought several top players with her from her former club Castleford, and York reached the Challenge Cup final that season, before topping the table and reaching the first grand final last term while playing all their matches at the LNER Community Stadium. The Valkyrie have a number of high-profile players, including the reigning Woman of Steel and England star Tara Jones-Stanley in their ranks. Their move towards professionalism comes with the profile of the women's game greater than ever, following unprecedented crowds and coverage of the recent Rugby League World Cup. Now onto the men's side, as Ireland head coach Jed Cochran has linked up with Championship Club York to be Andrew Henderson's assistant coach. Cochran became the first Irish-born head coach of Ireland's national team during last year's World Cup, having been born and bred in County Offaly. The 39-year-old led his country at last year's World Cup, beating debutants Jamaica in the group stages. He also managed current York players Brendan O'Hagan and Ronan Michael. Cochran will assist head coach Andrew Henderson and player coach Danny Kerman at the Knights. And on his appointment, Cochran said, "I'm really excited about the challenge ahead and working with Andrew Henderson and the great group of players we currently have at the club. A mix of seasoned professionals and some inspired young professional athletes that want to be at the top of the game. I spoke to Hendo throughout the World Cup and while he's been at Keighley Cougars. We speak about rugby all the time and we both challenge each other." When he told me what he wanted to achieve in the role and where he wanted to take the club, it excited me straight away. I'm really looking forward to the end point and where he sees the club going. That excites me as a coach. Cochran won 11 caps for Ireland during his playing career. He has spent several years as Mark Ashton's assistant at Sheffield, who also play in the Championship. He will see a lot of old friends when he helps put his York side together on the field, who are keen to challenge for promotion. Wigan Warriors winger Amala Hanley has been confirmed as signing for Leigh Leopards for 2023, and Wigan have not wasted any time by promoting young winger Jacob Douglas to their first team. Hanley had been spotted in pre-season training with the Leopards before Christmas and now has been announced in their squad number list for the return to the Super League for the Leopards in 2023. The fullback, son of legendary Ellery Hanley, scored 5 tries in 11 appearances for Wigan and has also made 10 appearances for Newcastle in the Championship. It has yet to be confirmed if the move is on loan or a permanent switch. Wigan have been approached for a comment. In the meantime, youngster Douglas has become the 30th member of the Wigan Warriors first team squad for 2023 after signing a new 2-year deal with an option for a third. The 18-year-old has progressed through the club's scholarship and academy systems and was a regular in the reserves and academy teams in 2022. Speaking about his move up the Rugby League pecking order at Wigan, he said, "I've been training with the first team for about a month before December. Me and Matt Pete have had a few conversations about how I was doing and he was pleased. I was offered a full-time deal which I'm over the moon with. It's 2 years with another year option, so hopefully I'll be here for the next 3 years." The young man will wear the number 31 shirt for Wigan this year, despite being the 30th squad member. But Douglas did suffer a broken collarbone in his first year at the club in 2019, before the COVID pandemic wiped out its second year. He featured in Wigan's 42 points to 12 victory over Newcastle in pre-season last year. Meanwhile, Hanley has been handed the number 26 shirt by Leigh in a new squad that they have come up with. The rebranded Leopards have added a raft of signings after romping the championship title last year to secure an immediate return to the top line, having been relegated in 2021. He becomes the sixth ex-Wigan player in their lineup, which includes the likes of Zach Hardacre, Josh Charnley and Jack Hughes. It's fair to say that former Leigh Leopards star Blake Ferguson had a massive impact on the Lancashire club in his short spell that he was in the UK. With his departure, it meant that Hamley had to be signed as their number one target. After signing for Leigh last April though, Ferguson made his debut in May and went on to score 21 tries in 17 appearances as the Leopards went on to cruise to promotion from the Championship. Before Christmas, however, the 32-year-old left the UK for personal reasons, going back to his native Australia despite Leigh making it to the Super League. After being reunited with his family down under, the rugby league newspaper League Express understands that Ferguson has rejoined the Thirlmere Roosters Old Boys, the club which the winger had been a part of in between his ill-fated spell in rugby union and his move to Leigh Centurions at the time. Ferguson is said to be also working alongside his manual job, meaning the likelihood of an NRL return are very slim indeed. The Roosters play in the Group 6 Rugby League competition with NRL bad boy Curtis Scott amongst their ranks after being blocked from registering with the Parramatta Eels ahead of the 2022 season. Scott had been set to join the Eels on a train and trial deal, but was facing a lengthy court case at the time, so the NRL blocked the move. And finally, it is Hull KR have confirmed Phoenix Lalu Tonga guy has been signed on a new 2-year extension with the club until the end of the 2025 Betfred Super League season. A former Leicester Tigers junior, PLT as is known, made his mid-season switch from Keighley Cougars in 2021 before rejoining the Cougars on loan for the rest of the 2021 season in League One to the Hull KR team. Fast forward to the following year, the 19-year-old made his Hull KR debut in the Robins Round 3 win over Castleford last February and went on to make 7 Super League appearances in 2022. He was able to play in the same team at Keighley Cougars as his father, Quentin, in the 2021 season as well. Able to play fullback, hooker and at halfback, the Brisbane-born speedster has already exhibited his X-factor in attack. His pace and dangerous footwork, PLT grew up into his full season with Hull KR as he enjoyed playing time for the Robins first team and reserves team alongside loan spells at Dewsbury Rams and Rochdale Hornets. Speaking on the extension, Hull KR's head coach and new head coach there as well, Willie Peters, was delighted to see the Robins secure Laluai Tonga guys for the next 2 years. Stating Phoenix is only 19 and he was identified early on as a player we wanted to retain. It's exciting for the club that he re-signed for a further 2 years so he can continue his development with us during his formative years. Already Phoenix has improved in such a small space of time since we started pre-season, and we're delighted to reward that effort with a new deal. Phoenix Leilua Tonga guys was pleased to continue his development at Hull KR until 2025, as he stated he was very happy with the deal. It shows that Willie Peters is very happy with what he has seen so far. Coming into a professional environment just 1 year ago has helped him develop massively, he feels. This year's pre-season has been really challenging in a good way, I've learnt more than I've learnt in such a small space of time. It's definitely a step up from last year. The higher intensity has helped me and the boys a lot, not only skill wise, but fitness wise too, I think. As a young player, I try to soak up as much as I can from the experienced boys. Having players like Lachlan Cootie around me and in my position, coaches who have played in the halves like Willie Peters and Danny Maguire is great. I'm excited for what the future holds. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, but please, everyone, be respectful with everything that you say in the comment section. We want to grow the game, not argue our way into oblivion. I want to thank everyone that was involved in previous conversations, and I hope you will come back and keep chatting to me in regards to these stories. There's a lot more to come from Rugby League, and we'd love to see it and hear from it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide, and I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.